Baba specifies the signs of the souls who belong to the deity clan. Now we are here studying to be a deity, and Baba is the one who teaches us how to transform from a human to a deity. And when Baba talks about the signs of the souls who belong to a deity clan, then maybe some of the signs may not be present right now. But when we listen to those signs, when we listen to those indicators, if we incorporate them, if we, through understanding, if we develop those signs, then we belong to the deity clan. So Baba gives us the knowledge of what the behaviors and personality of deity souls would be like. And even if those traits are missing right now, when we listen to the Murli and the signs, if I am inspired to inculcate those, that means that I belong to the deity clan. Now the first sign is souls who belong to the deity clan easily have disinterest in the old world. Okay, so what is the old world? The old world starts with this old body, and then everything you see through these two eyes is the old world. And when Baba comes, Baba gives us the knowledge that this is an old world. Yes, earlier we didn't know the difference between old world and new world. Now we know that this is the end of Kali Yuga and this world is old and it's going to go away. And you cannot bank on something that is so perishable. So Baba says, when you know that this old world is very temporary and it can deceive you at any moment because it is perishable, so you have disinterest in it. You live in it, but you're not attached to it. You don't have expectations from it. Yes, so that is disinterest. Now let me tell you one story. It is a very interesting thing that happened. So there was this one brother, and this brother, he sometimes used to come to the center. And then one day he was very happy. And then I asked him, why are you very happy? So he said, my Malik, my master, is going to write a very significant part of his property to me. So he's going to make me the heir of a very big part of his property, because his children did not turn out as he expected, and now I am the one taking care of him for the last 20 years. So I came to know that yesterday. He called and told me, so I am very happy. So I said, it's okay, whatever will be in your fortune, you will get it. So I said, no, but Didi, this is in my fortune, na? He told me himself. So I said, it's okay, but you see, you must always be in equanimity, never too happy, never too sad. It is good news. But never get too happy or too sad about anything, because this is an old world. And then he said, Didi, you're very sad, you never get happy about anything. So you have some problem with happiness. So why don't you get happy? It's such a happy news. So I said, no, I am very happy for you. But what I'm telling you, it's an old world. Don't get too happy, too sad about anything. So he went away. Then, that very night, that Malik died because he was old. And then whatever he had to receive, he couldn't receive. And then next day he was crying. He said that he was about to write so much to me and then he died. So I said, it's okay, don't get too sad. It's okay, this is how it is in the old world. So he said, yesterday you told me don't get too happy, now you're telling me don't get too sad. So I said, yes, because this is an old world, don't get too happy, too sad about anything. If it's there, it's there. Next moment it's gone and both are fine. And Baba says, this is how we need to operate in the old world. We have to live here, do everything, because where else will you live? Even if you go and run away to the jungle, that jungle is a part of the old world. So, then old means sorrowful, Old means unpredictable, old means uncertain. So there is uncertainty, unpredictability, there is danger, there is sorrow in the jungle also. So where else would you run away? So just remain where you are, but be disinterested. Understand that when it is so temporary, so uncertain, so unpredictable, then there is no dependence on it. And you live here but with disinterest. So disinterest doesn't mean you do everything in a disinterested way. So it's not like you cook food and you say I'm very disinterested in cooking. No, not like that. So this disinterest is what we call in Hindi vairagya. So you do everything with 100% interest, but your heart is not attached because you know this is temporary. This disinterest doesn't come from a mood. It's not a mood that I'm disinterested in doing this. We take classes with so much interest. Are we disinterested? We are not disinterested. We are doing seva with so much interest. So you put in your 100%. You do everything with a lot of interest. But this disinterest comes from that deep knowing that everything is very unpredictable, uncertain and temporary. So your heart is not attached to anything. You put in your 100%, you put in your heart and soul into everything, but it's not attached to the outcome you get from it. So that is disinterest. You are not disinterested in effort, you are disinterested in the result. So the result could be anything and that's okay. So this is the sign of a deity soul, because you see the biggest powers of a deity soul, of becoming a deity soul or going and taking your position in Satyog is the power of knowledge, the power of yoga and the power of purity and the power of good wishes which you earn from seva. So these are the four powers: the power of knowledge, the power of meditation or yoga, the power of purity and the power of good wishes earned through seva. These are the four powers that lift you from the Iron Age and take you to the Golden Age, remove you from your human form and take you to your divinity. So Baba says, with the power of knowledge, you create disinterest. You understand. So first sign of a deity soul is the knowledge is very clear. There is too much clarity that this is the end of Kali Yuga. Everything is, unsustainable. And you see, in the world also, even though people don't have the knowledge that Baba gives us, that Satyuga is coming or something, But then they have figured out that everything that they are seeing and doing is unsustainable. And that's why you see there's so much talk about unsustainability and making everything sustainable. And if you check it, not much work is being done to make everything sustainable, or even if it's being done, it's not giving the result that it should. So Shiv Baba says it is collapsing, and everybody knows that. Whether people want to accept it or not is a different thing, but Baba gives us the power to accept that everything is collapsing, disintegrating slowly. So Baba says you have disinterest in this old world because you know it's going to, perish and it's going to go away. So this is the first sign of a soul who is going to be a deity. So if you have that sign, good. If you don't, develop it. Okay, so hold this in your awareness that this disinterest I have to develop. So I do everything with 100% dedication but no attachment. It's okay. Whatever result comes is okay. I am not disheartened or disturbed with the result. That is disinterest. Second sign is their intellects are always in the unlimited. Now, what is intellect is in the unlimited. So, you see, Baba tells us about the knowledge of the soul. So, we in Hindi we use three words: Trinetri, Trikaldarshi and Trilokinath. So, Baba gives us the third eye. Baba gives us the knowledge of the three aspects of time, the past, present and future. And Baba gives us the knowledge of the three worlds, the incorporeal world, subtle world and the corporeal world, right? Now this is unlimited knowledge. This is unlimited. So the body is limited. So when Baba says unlimited, the present is limited, the past, present and future, when you see all the three, it's unlimited. When you see the body, it is called limited vision. When you see the soul, it is called unlimited vision. When you see all the three worlds, it is unlimited vision. When you see only this world, it is called limited vision. So Baba says their intellects, the intellects of those souls who are going to be a deity are always in the unlimited. So they don't see the limited aspect of things, When you see the limited aspect according to the body, you use the language I and mine. Yes, so this is I and this is mine. But then when you see everything in the unlimited, you know that there is no mine and theirs, there is no us and them. I am a soul and mine is one Baba, and the whole world is a world family. So everybody is a brother soul. So it's not the 5 members who in a body conscious way you think you belong to and they belong to you. So when we are body conscious, we think that I belong to these members of the family, the Lokik family, and they belong to me. But when you are unlimited, you know that Baba belongs to you, you belong to Baba, and the whole world is a big family. So is your intellect in the unlimited always? Do you use your resources to serve the world, or do you use your resources to just serve yourself in a selfish way and serve just those who you call yours? Yes, so that is the sign of a deity soul. Now you see, the deity soul is called Devata. Devata means the one who gives, dene wala. Yes, and how do you become a deity? When in this confluence age, in Sangam Yuga, you have a big heart and every thought, word and act that you do is for the whole world. That is what makes you a ruler of the world. But if you think in a limited way that this is me and this is my world, a very limited world of 4 people, 5 people, that is my world, and you do everything for them, then how will you become the world master? That's not possible. So Baba says the ones who are deities have a big heart. And I will tell you one incident. So, when I started doing seva, then there was one time when I was giving a course to somebody, and I had just started the meditation, and then Santosh Bhai, he walked in. Santosh Bhai is my we are husband and wife, okay. So he walked into the room, and then he crossed the room and he went inside, and I could sense that he's not well. So he had come back from office and I could sense that he's not well. And then I could hear that, he was coughing and vomiting and in the other room. And then at that moment, I thought, that this is one soul and that is also one soul. Serving this one or that one is the same thing. And I can only serve one, right? So I can either leave this soul and not give the meditation and class to this one and go and attend to that one. Or I could hand him over to Baba and focus on this one. And that was my first, I'm talking about 15 years back. And then when I made that choice that, let me just focus on the soul who is right here and give the class and let Baba take care of the other soul. And then when I made that decision, then by the time I finished my class, his health was fine. He was, totally free from whatever was the discomfort in the body. And this one incident made me realize that anyways, you have to serve Baba, and Baba will take care of what matters to you. And it doesn't matter whether you do it directly for them or you just do your duty towards Baba and Baba will take care of everything. Anyways, Baba takes care of everything, right? So this is a very simple, the most simplistic example of unlimited that I can give you. But if you look at your day, every day you check how much of your time, thought, energy, resources are being used to serve those who you call I and mine in a limited way, or those who you consider the unlimited family right now. So you see, when we use our resources for Baba's task, that is being unlimited. And when we use our resources just with that idea of I and mine, that is being limited. And those whose intellects are in the unlimited, they will become deities. Okay, so check that and change if that attitude is not there. Another thing, you just think about it. If you create one thought that, this child of mine or this family member of mine, he should be in good health, good wishes for that family member. Or you create one thought that everybody in the world should be in health, wealth and peace and happiness. It takes one thought, isn't it? One thought, if you create selfishly, it serves one person. And if you have an unlimited intellect, you could use that one thought to serve everybody. It takes only one thought to be a world server, and you could, when you're body conscious, when you're selfish, you use that one thought just with selfish intent. So Baba says, when you serve the world, then obviously in that world, that which you called I and mine earlier, that also exists as part of that world only, na? So when you serve the world, those who matter to you will be served anyway. So Baba says this is the sign of a deity soul. And then third thing Baba says is they make effort to become pure flowers in order to go to Shivalaya. So what is purity? So you see, Baba has told us the law that purity is the mother of peace and happiness. Purity is the mother of peace and happiness. And when we are creating the world of peace and happiness, we want to go to that world of deities where there's unlimited peace, unlimited happiness, then the first thing we have to focus on is purity. Yes, now let me tell you one thing. There's one incident. So there is this one girl, and she comes to the center, and she was in a marriage where she was not feeling that things are going her way, and she was feeling suffocated and uncomfortable, whatever. And then she left that family, and then she stayed alone. And then when she came to the center, I asked her, just answer one question: why did you leave that family? So I understand you were uncomfortable, I understand all of that, but what was the purpose of leaving? So she said, I wanted to protect my mental health. So I said, okay. So this is your reason to leave the family? Okay, fine. Now you come to the center, you meditate, you practice, you better your mental health. So she said yes, but then she would come sometimes, she wouldn't come at other times. And then she was always overthinking, negative thinking, revising the memories that of the events that happened. And then she was slowly going into anxiety and depression while she was living alone. So then one day I made her sit and I asked her, you see, when I asked you why you left the family, you said for mental health. But that same mental health you're not having right now. And you are losing that mental health day by day. So you don't get peace and happiness by running away from somewhere. Do you understand that? Because you are peaceless and unhappy not because of a place or a person. You're peaceless and happy because of your sanskars. And what are the sanskars? Lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed. These are the main vices because of which you're peaceless and unhappy. And until these vices are there, you will be peaceless and unhappy wherever you are. You may get some temporary peace, some temporary happiness for some time, but generally life would be not full of peace and happiness. So Shiv Baba tells us that you have to be an unlimited renunciate. Don't leave the context in which you are operating, but leave the vices. And then I told her, you see, you now left the family, but where are you? You are living alone. There is nobody else to disturb you. But your own sanskars, that of anger or resentment or whatever your sanskar is, that is troubling you still. And still you are not able to have good mental health. So that is why Baba says you have to become pure, and purity means leave lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed. And in the Gita it is said kameshu krodheshu, which means the one who is lustful will be angry. So lust is the seed, because lust makes you body conscious. So if you are engaging in lust, then you cannot leave the other four vices. Not possible. Yes, because when you have outsourced your object of gratification, so your object of gratification is outside, then obviously whenever there is a threat or a challenge to that object of gratification, you will feel angry. You will feel hurt and insulted. So all of those things will happen, and lust makes you very body conscious. So Baba says you live in the family, you live in the household, but leave the vices, leave lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed. And when you leave these slowly, gradually, then Baba says you will become a pure flower. And those who are deity souls, they make an effort to become a pure flower. And it's not easy, of course, because you see 63 births of repeated programming of lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed. And such strong sanskars we have right now. But those who are deity souls understand the importance of it and takes one step at a time and try to, they make effort to become pure. And that effort, and you see, on this journey, we are not alone. Shiv Baba is there with me on this journey. So when Shiv Baba is there with me on this journey, Baba says, one step of courage you take, 1,000 steps of help I will give you. So when you take one step of courage to get over your vices, then Baba will give you 1,000 steps of help, and then you will be able to overcome these vices. So Baba says that is the sign of a deity soul, the one who makes effort to get over lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed, lead a life of purity and peace. Yes, and you must know that purity and peace and happiness have got nothing to do with other people and situations. It is your own sanskar which attracts them to you and which makes you blame them for your own impurity. Okay, so this is the third sign of a deity soul. The fourth sign is they don't have any devilish activity. What is devilish activity? That which is not deity-like is devilish. Yes. So just look at your food. Do you eat the food that you offer to a deity? Or you eat the food which you would never offer to a deity as prasad? Whenever you consume anything, put anything in your mouth, just ask yourself, will I offer the same thing as bhog to a deity? And if that is not, that doesn't qualify as bhog, then you can't have it. The one who is going to be a deity can't have that which you can't offer to the idol of a deity. When you say you can't offer it as bhog, it means that even an idol made of stone cannot have that food, and you who are going to be a deity, how can you have that food? Just look at every action that you perform, the time you get up, how you speak, how you conduct yourself, how you eat your food, how you talk to people, how you think. And ask yourself, will a deity behave like this? And then you will have the answer that whether your activity is deity-like or devilish-like. I remember, when I started this journey, then, we were in Mount Abu once, and it was Baba Milan, and you will slowly know what Baba Milan is. So it is when Baba used to descend in the body of Dadi Gulzar and speak, and I was in that sabha, and then after the Baba Milan, they distributed packets of toli. So dry sweet is called toli. So that packet consisted of bundi, okay, and it was my first Baba Milan, and I had never been to Madhuban, Mount Abu. And then I just, when the bundi came to me, the toli came to me, I just ripped off the packet and I started eating, and then I was going out like that. And then there was another sister with me and she said, just imagine a deity got a packet of bundi and then she ripped it off and then she started eating and then we walked out. How does it look? So then I said, doesn't look nice. So she said, then don't do it. Because you don't do anything which doesn't suit a deity. We are going to be deities, right? So I said, yes. So from that day, I made it a habit to check everything, whatever I do in terms of any activity, getting up, talking, sleeping, what am I seeing, what am I hearing, what is my vision towards everybody, is my vision deity-like? Would a deity see anybody's avgun? Would a deity see anybody's vices and deficiencies? Or the deity would just bless everybody? So just look at every activity. Would a deity engage in lust, in anger, in violence? So although we are shown stories which are like that, but Baba says no, deities never engage in any kind of violence, neither the violence of lust nor the violence of anger. And it is the human idea of deities that we have been introduced to. But Baba tells us that a deity is completely free from vices and full of all virtues. So Baba says, just ask yourself whether your activities are deity-like. And then Baba says, maintain a chart every day. Check, properly sit and check, look at, just rewind your whole day in front of your eyes and check, did I perform any action that was devilish? And of course, you will have performed many actions, but then check and change. Next day, don't repeat it. Don't repeat what you did yesterday. Then what you did today, don't repeat tomorrow. And slowly, gradually, you will eliminate all those actions and then come back to being a deity. Okay, so this is the fourth sign. And then there is the fifth one, which is they tell the Father the truth and they do not hide anything from Him. So deity souls who are right now Brahmins, they are very honest with Baba. They don't hide anything. When do you hide something? When you have no intention to change. Yes, when you want to repeat something, you hide it. So Baba says, even if you made a mistake, every day before you go to sleep, write a letter to Baba and write what you did wrong or what mistake you made or what you did right. Whatever you did according to Baba's Srimad, write in that. Whatever you couldn't do according to Baba's Srimad, write in that. And when you write that letter to Baba every day and with honesty and with the intention to change, then what happens? When you write that letter, that is called the chart, giving your day's account to Baba. And when you do that, then Baba gives you the power to change. Because an honest heart attracts Baba's powers and blessings. So just make this a practice every day. Give your honest chart to Baba. Tell everything honestly to Baba. If you trust me, then send that chart to me on WhatsApp. And then it is always, recommended that you send it through the Nimit teacher, through the instrument teacher to Baba. And if you don't have that kind of trust right now, no problem. You can just write the chart and destroy it, just burn it or something. But every day write that honest chart to Baba. And when you write that honestly to Baba with the intention to change, Baba gives you the power to change. And it's very, very important that you be 100% honest with somebody. Yes, because that which we hide, the mistakes that we hide, they only increase. That's the law. So it's very important to admit your mistakes, loud and clear. And when you do that with Baba, you get the courage to change from Baba. So this is a practice that deity souls have. So just make a note of whatever you can change according to these signs, that Baba has given, and change that and advance on this journey. And then Baba today tells us that voice chat, no, nobody will listen to such a long voice chat. Just write so that, and it's writing is, when you think and write, that has a different impact. Okay. Then second thing Baba says is, many people ask us that how are the expenses in Brahma Kumaris maintained. So Baba says that if a father has 5 sons and all those sons are able, would you ask that father, how are your expenses maintained? Never. Because it's understood that children would be maintaining the expenses. So Baba says the expenses here are taken care of by the children. Who are the children? We are the children. And we take care of the expenses, because you see, we are the ones taking benefit from Baba's home, from Baba's study. Baba is teaching me Raj Yoga. Baba is teaching me how to change from a human to a deity. Baba is teaching me how to become a ruler of the world. So tomorrow I am going to be the beneficiary of Baba's teachings and Baba's directions and Baba's love and care. So who will maintain the expenses? Somebody else. So all the expenses in this whole yajna, in this whole setup, are maintained by children, and every child must do his bit. You see, we do not have fees and donations in the yajna. Why? Not because there is no expense. There is a lot of expense in everything. But why don't we have fees and donations? Because there could be one child who will not be able to afford. And for that one child, we have this, every service is free. But then for every other child who can afford, they have to think about their responsibility and contribute towards the expenses of Baba's task. And if everybody contributed a little also, then this task would keep going. And Baba says, I am giving you so much care and sustenance, and I have filled you with so many resources. So can't you take care of Baba's home and Baba's task? We can, right? Because we are the ones taking benefits and we are the ones taking inheritance from Baba. So this is also what Baba explains in the Murli today. So read the whole Murli, go through the whole Murli, and then we will meet tomorrow. Okay, Om Shanti.